American troops cross the Iraqi border to set up Kurdish refugee camps. And General Norman Schwarzkopf ends his tour of duty in the Persian Gulf. This is the CBS Evening News. Bob Schieffer reporting. Good evening. The vanguard of American military forces that will set up, operate, and if necessary, defend refugee camps for thousands of Kurds who were left homeless by the war are on the ground inside Iraq tonight. Just how long they'll be there is not certain, but the task before them is massive. Our Pentagon correspondent David Martin's in Turkey and begins our report.
One day after this meeting between Allied and Iraqi generals, U.S. Marines crossed into northern Iraq and set up 10 tents, the start of construction of refugee camps for the Kurds. At the same time, the U.S. has asked Iraq to withdraw its troops 30 kilometers south of the border with Turkey to create a safe haven for the camps. The withdrawal was first suggested yesterday by U.S. Lieutenant General John Shalikashvili, commander of the relief operation. But the Iraqi generals said they could not agree to it on the spot. Shalikashvili wants the safe haven to avoid any confrontations between the U.S. and Iraqi militaries.
My overall purpose in meeting is to, as much as possible, eliminate any possibility of inadvertent clashes between coalition forces and Iraqi forces in this area.
Until today, the American military presence in northern Iraq has consisted of survey teams looking for the best sites to build the camps and American pilots dropping supplies to the refugees stranded in the mountains. From what the pilots have seen, the Iraqi army is not out in great force in northern Iraq.
We've seen soldiers, but it's hard to tell whether they're Iraqi. Rifles and uniforms, but I'm sure plenty of the Kurdish rebels have that as well. And there hasn't been a lot of that, but those that we have seen, we couldn't tell if they're Iraqis or Kurds.
So far, U.S. military officers say there have been no clashes between the two militaries. But now that construction of the camps has begun, the number of American servicemen in northern Iraq will skyrocket. It will take thousands of Americans to build and provide security for the camps.
Even though the first tents have now been erected, U.S. military officers say it will still be a number of days before Kurds can begin moving into the camps. David Martin, CBS News, Diyarbakir, Turkey.
As David said, even before the Marines arrived, Army Special Forces teams had been surveying the area to find the best sites for the camps. Alan Pizzi has been with them.
American Special Forces soldiers built a bridge into Iraq today, logs across the stream that forms the border with Turkey, a way to marry up refugees and aid. But the Turks don't want refugees to have easy access to help. They do their best to keep refugees penned in Iraq. And any aid that goes through the Turks is not distributed, it's dispersed. But it doesn't have to be that way.
You've got some family and tribal organizations. You've got some groups came over from certain cities, so they're a little bit better organized. They're trying to establish sanitary facilities.
American medics say they are impressed with how hard